Wasting your time.
Maybe not.
With everything
I doubt anything.
The testimony of the Ferelden mercenary you hired to stage a coup tonight might be enough.
How much weight do you imagine the word of a sellsword carries with the court?
The word of a mercenary willing to speak out.
We also know of the threats you issued to the Council of Heralds.
You've made your point. What are your demands?
Don't worry, Your Majesty. You'll find you can.
So what are your demands? You must have something planned.
The Elves of Orlais will make great gains under our new Emperor. Wait and see. I'm not about to forget your part in this. The Inquisition will have all the support I can raise. I promise. The Elves of Orlais have a future. For the first time in centuries. If only Céline, my people will find a way to repay you. I promise you.
You don't need to repay me.
I pay my debts, Inquisitor. But we're keeping our new Emperor waiting. Go give the nobility the good news.
This was not... The Maker himself could not protect them from the wrath of the Lion.
Stand with me and become the saviors of a grateful world.
Gather your soldiers, my friends. The Empire marches to war.
Here, at last, I find our absent hero. Hidden away, despite the efforts of all Orlais, to find you. The elves raise glasses in your honor while the newly crowned emperor glowers. 'Tis quite the spectacle. Gaspard wishes to offer any and all aid to the one.
I had no idea you were interested in joining the Inquisition.
The assignment has been given to me, regardless of my personal interest. Gaspard never liked my attendant. Regardless, Carifi... Mundane knowledge.
When you...
Knowledge alone.
Welcome to the Inquisition, Morrigan.
A most gracious response. I shall meet you.
There you are. Everyone's been looking for you. Things have calmed down for the moment. Are you all right?
Things went according to plan for once. I couldn't be happier.
This whole operation had me on edge. I'm glad it's over. I know it's foolish, but I was worried for you tonight. I may never have another chance like this, so I must ask. May I have this dance, my lady?
Of course. I didn't know you could dance.
For you, I'll try.
The matter is urgent, Lady Josephine.
I am well aware of that, revered mother.
We will need them to return to Val Royeaux as soon as possible. There are ceremonies, ordinations. Maker's mercy.
That's quite impossible at the moment. However, I will see to this matter as soon as possible.
My lady, please,
How may I assist you, revered mother?
with the political turmoil put to rest, our minds turn to a single question. The next divine. We cannot answer it without the left and right hands of Divine Justinia V.
I have already told you, revered mother. Lady...
But surely with the support of the Empire, the
Why do you need Liliana and Cassandra?
They were Her Holiness's most trusted advisors. They represent her legacy, her hopes for peace in Thedas. They could rally the Grand Clerics to follow as no candidate from the clergy has been able to.
You must think very well of them to suggest such a thing.
Lady Liliana and Seeker Cassandra were Justinia's most trusted friends and advisors. Our late divine is still held in high esteem. To honor her, the Grand Clerics might support one of them as successor.
How long does the Chantry need them?
Several months, at least. If one of them is crowned divine, she would not be returning to the Inquisition.
Liliana and Cassandra would have to make that decision for themselves.
And they certainly will, at a later date. The Inquisitor has only just returned and has important business to attend to. You must excuse us, revered mother. Don't let them detract from your victory at Al-Amshiral. The support of the Empire should make our search for the Grey Wardens easier. Varric is eager to help his friend Hawk.
You'll be quick, will you?
Oh, my maker, you cannot imagine how many letters I've received about the fracas at Halam Shiral. Fortunately, you tied twice as many threads as cut. I think I like this job. I couldn't suggest how.
Hey. What's been going on?
That's just her face, though, isn't it? Not me, though.
So, who's Scout Harding, really?
Me? Then I signed on. She's so lovely.
Will you not consider it, Lady...
Is there a problem? It seems like she's bothering you.
Mother Giselle is kind, and she means... So now the Chantry band is out.
How can you and Liliana be candidates? You're not even priests.
It's not without... Liliana and I were, at least.
If they'll pick non-priests, why am I not a candidate?
Because you're a mage, first and foremost. If they name you a candidate, they may as well join the Tevinter Imperium. I just don't know.
If you don't want it, then tell them so.
Surely it was never meant to be like this. The Chantry should provide faith.
The Chantry has failed, Cassandra.
It is disheartening that a believer would say that. Did you know Varric is Andrastian? It needs to change. Perhaps.
Your determination is admirable.
I do nothing that is not worth doing with all my heart.
It's your most attractive trait. We have more important things to worry about right now.
One day we must turn our thoughts to what comes after. For...
I'm telling you, I saw who I saw.
The champion? You say you saw the champion, and I'm supposed to believe you?
I was in Kirkwall. I know him
Very
when
well.
I see him.
I didn't understand the Grand Ball. It would have been easier if they said what they wanted.
Orlesian nobles see politics as a great competition.
Yes, but none of them ever win.
I'd like to talk with you about Templars.
They're heavy with forgotten song. Words just...
You know I've got no problem with Orlesians, but Halam Sharal was a mess. At least under the Qun, you don't get everyone tripping on each other's...
The politicking we saw at Halam Sharal.
What's going on?
Inquisitor, if you're looking for the commander, he's gone to speak with Seeker Pentagast.
Your worship.
The war in Olay has claimed too many. There are more things at stake.
You asked for my opinion, and I've given it. Why would you expect it to change?
I expect you to keep your word. It's relentless. I can't...
You give yourself too little credit.
If I'm unable to fulfill what vows I kept, then nothing good has come of this. Would you rather save face than admit... Forgive me.
And people say I'm stubborn. This is ridiculous. Cullen told you that he's no longer taking lyrium?
Yes, he trusted your judgment on the matter.
He was not interested in my judgment today. Cullen has asked that... Besides, it would destroy...
Is there anything we can do to change his mind?
If anyone could, it's you. Mages have made their suffering known.
Maker's breath. I didn't hear you enter. Forgive me.
Cullen, if you need to talk...
You don't have... I never meant for this to interfere.
Are you going to be all right?
Yes. I don't know. You asked what happened to Ferelden's Circle. It was taken over by abominations. The Templars, my friends, were slaughtered. I was tortured. They tried to break my mind, and I... How can you be the same person after that? Still, I wanted to serve. They sent me to Kirkwall. I trusted my Knight Commander, and for what? Her fear of mages ended in madness. Kirkwall's Circle fell. Innocent people died in the streets. Can't you see why I want nothing to do with that life?
Of course I can.
Don't. You should be questioning what I've done. I thought this would be better. That I would regain some control over my life, but these thoughts won't leave me. How many lives depend on our success? I swore myself to this cause. I will not give less to the Inquisition than I did to Chantry. I should be taking it. I should be taking it.
This doesn't have to be about the Inquisition. Is this what you want?
No. But these memories have always haunted me. If they become worse, if I cannot endure this...
You can.
All right.
There are spirits hovering by the veil to observe the thrones of power. After our time in In any event, I'm sorry. I was confused. I do not consider myself to have much in common with the elves.
Nor should you. You're not defined by the shape of your ears. They're not your people.
No, they are not. I joined the Inquisition to save the world. As for the elves of Orlais,
She's done good work. Hopefully, with our help, she can help them even more.
Yes. However much I identify, or fail to identify, with her people.
Now this is a hall worthy of the Inquisition.
First, this wasn't my idea. It is an issue born of titles and heir apparency and... Halam Shiral is having difficulty freeing trade routes formerly controlled by Duchess Florian. Had she been tried, her assets would be forfeit and considerable bureaucracy avoided. So they ask that we judge her.
There is worth and weight in every judgment, no matter how unusual.
That was the time allotted for rebuttal. Her crimes negated any claim to... Forgive me, there is an odor.
Grand Duchess Florian de Chalon? Guilty. Your claims are forfeit. I assume, Josephine, this is enough?
Quite, Inquisitor. And again, my apologies.
I need to have a few words with my publisher. The first one will be... Sorry, distracted. Anyway, you need something?
Can I ask you something, Varric?
You want to talk about me? And despite whatever you've heard...
Stone Mad, Inquisitor.
Do you have insight into this?
Who better, right?
How bracing. But until the Duchess was en masse, I've never seen the Winter Palace in shock. I must confess, when Celine was killed, my first reaction wasn't sorrow. It was disappointment. How could the Empress... But let's not lose sight of victory.
Ah, Inquisitor, you have finally come into your own. The Maker has put you on a difficult path. I pray you walk it safely. The Inquisitor... only you could...
I'll do my best to...
Now, was there anything else?
I don't believe I've had the chance to speak candidly with the Revered.
Even in the circle at Ostwick, you should have been taught the basics.
'Tis a large fortress, Inquisitor. To think, until recently this place stood decrepit, occupied only by the desperate and the lost. Now it is party to events that threaten to shake the world. I wonder if it is pleased.
It sounds like you've heard of Skyhold before.
This fortress was built... They abandoned it, as did the human.
I like this place. I've made it mine.
The magic in this... I will do my best to aid your cause with all...
I appreciate whatever help you can give us. Nothing to report, sir.
We should search the area.
I think Blackwall would have liked to have been here for this.
That Corypheus, he's a snake.
Heard you found something that had to do with wardens. Would have liked to. I assumed you and I had nothing in common.
You barely know me. Don't assume we can't be friends yet.
Best not to judge by appearances, I suppose.
I want to hear...
Where I'm from, till...
I wanted to thank you. When you came to see me, if there's anything... This sounded much better in my head.
I trust you're feeling better?
Yes.
Is it always that bad?
The pain comes and goes. Sometimes I feel as if I'm back there. I should not have pushed myself so far that day.
I'm just glad you're all right.
I am. I've never told anyone what truly happened to me at Ferelden's Circle. I was... not myself after that. I was angry. For years, that anger blinded me. I'm not proud of the man that made me. The way I saw mages, I'm not sure I would have cared about you. The thought of that sickens me. Now I can put some distance between myself and everything that happened. It's a start.
For what it's worth, I like who you are now.
Even after?
Cullen, I care about you. You've done nothing to change that.
What about you? You have troubles of your own. How are you holding on?
Honestly, I'm terrified. So many people depend on us, on me. Corypheus is still out there.
We've made great strides. Do not doubt yourself, or the Inquisition just yet. If there's anything I can do, you have only to ask.
So it's true. There is, after all, restoring the Chantry.
If the Chantry is a sinking ship, I say let her sink.
The Chantry has not been kind to mages. Without the Chantry to guide...
It was the Chantry that taught people hate and fear.
If the Chantry led them to this place, it can lead them out of it. The people are sheep, Inquisitor. They need to follow. But this is a discussion for later. If Corypheus wins... It seems Blackwall knows... As for the other wardens...
You seem to know a great many...
I have made friends.
Greetings to you, Inquisitor. I am to serve as a... You'll find my skills are... My skills will ensure that... I remember being... I remember that being... I am able to pursue...
It doesn't surprise me you found the Wardens mixed up in all this. From first-hand experience, you should be wary any time my old order is involved. So I was sent to the It also made me unique. Still, until that time, I lead. That is why I agreed.
I trust everything is well with the mages.
We're mostly relieved. An alliance with the Inquisition...
Anything interesting?
A letter regarding Felix, Alexius's son. He went to the Magisterium, stood on the Senate floor and told them of you. A glowing testimonial, I'm informed. No news on the reaction, but everyone back home is talking. Felix always was as good as his word.
Was?
He's dead. The Blight caught up with him.
Are you all right?
He was ill, and thus on borrowed time anyhow.
That doesn't mean you can't regret his death.
I know. Felix used to sneak me treats from the kitchens when I was working late in his father's study. Don't get into trouble on my behalf, I tell him. I like trouble, he'd say. Tevinter could use more mages like him. Those who put the good of others above themselves.
Were the two of you...
Felix and I? What an odd question. No. I had no intention of abusing Alexius's hospitality by seducing his son. Not that I've been proper my whole life, by any means. It wasn't like that. Even in illness, Felix was the best of us. With him around, you knew things could be better.
You make it sound like he was a better person than you.
What a mad thing to say. Few people are better than I. Very well, a better person, clearly, not nearly as handsome. Thankfully, Felix wasn't the only decent sort kicking around Thedas. Marvelous business, the winter. All this dancing pop.
That's something you'd like to do more often, then?
Watch as you twist it into... I hope you tried the ham they were serving, by the way. Tasted of
I'd like to ask you about Tevinter.
popular topic. Anything specific?
I'm wondering if the Imperium would be a useful ally.
I'd think you'd be more secretly. Let's not forget that... I think they're far more frightened what you'll do if you succeed.
Anyone who talks about the Imperium mentions slavery.
Back home, it's...
You think slaves like...
Some slaves are treated poorly, it's true.
Is that what you call it?
But I suspect you don't know either.
It seems strange that in an...
The Magisterium rules.
Let me ask you something else.
Of course. Fair enough.
There is some... My Lady Inquisitor, it's good of you to speak with me. I have news regarding one of your companions, the Tevinter.
Has Dorian done something wrong?
No, thankfully. It's nothing like that. I have been in contact with his family. House Pavas, out of Carenas. Are you familiar with them?
He's mentioned his family. They don't appear to be on good terms.
Yes. I believe you're correct. The family sent a letter describing the estrangement from their son and pleading for my aid. They've asked to arrange a meeting quietly without telling him. They fear it's the only way he'll come. Since you seem to be on good terms with the young man, I'd hoped...
Just what kind of meeting do they have in mind?
I believe they just want to talk, to understand why Dorian felt he had to come here. Somewhere private, away from Skyhold, but not in Tevinter. You make them nervous, I think.
What happens if Dorian doesn't agree?
Hopefully that will be the end of it. If not, well...
Why would his family contact you?
Thus I come to you. If any good can come of this, we must... But does it not lead to a... I pray that isn't...
If you think I'm going to trick Dorian...
My Lady Inquisitor, it's good of you to speak with me. I have... news regarding one of your companions, the Tevinter.
Hello? Hello? Your worship.
This sounded much better in my head. Yes. The pain comes and goes.
I'm just glad.
Now I can put some distance between my...
For what it's...
What about you? You have troubles of your own. How are you holding up?
I'll feel better when we take down Corypheus.
As will I. He will not elude us forever.
How may I serve?
Greetings.
I'd be interested.
What do you wish to know? Elvenan was the Empire. Imagine beings who lived forever. Oh. Some trade freely with humans. They cling to memories of a better path. Much of it is more subtle. A legacy from when elves were...
You said that the...
But as I said, man, provided it remains a... It must have been beautiful.
Doesn't... From first-hand experience, you should be wary, and it... So I was sent to the... It also made me unique, and still, despite all... Until that time. That is why I agree. We are mostly...
Greetings. You'll find my skills. My skills will ensure... I remember being fond of animals. I remember that being a I am able to pursue my...
So it's... There is, after all, no... Why does the Divine need a successor? Without the Chantry to... It was the Chantry... Anything interesting?
A letter regarding Felix, Alexius' son. He's dead. The Blight caught up with him.
It's barely been any time at all. Was he so ill?
Honestly, he should have died a long time. Tevinter could use more mages like... even in illness.
Marvelous business, the Winter Palace. All this dancing... I hope you tried the ham they were serving, by the way. Tasted of
My lady, I have news regarding one of your... I have been in contact with his family. House Pravas?
Why exactly would you...
Since you seem to be on good terms with the young man.
I'll see what I can do.
Bless you.
There you are. Yes. I mean, no.
I can come back later if you'd prefer.
No. Please stay. We have some dealings in Ferelden. I was hoping you might accompany me. When you can... What? No. I would rather explain there, if you wish to go.
I believe there's time now.
I will make the necessary arrangements.
Where are we?
You walk into danger every day. I wanted to take you away from that, if only for a moment. I grew up not far from here. This place was always quiet.
Alone with a mage? That doesn't concern you?
The Templars have rules on fraternization, but I'm no longer bound by them.
I know, but you've seen the worst mages have to offer. How can you not see that in me?
I don't. If I've given you reason to doubt... Of course I have. Whatever I fear of magic, I see none of that in you. The last time I was here was the day I left for Templar training. My brother gave me this. It just happened to be in his pocket, but he said it was for luck. Templars are not supposed to carry such things. Our faith should see us through.
Faith is stronger. It gets us through when luck fails.
I believe that. And yet, this was the only thing I took from Ferelden that the Templars didn't give me. Humor me. We don't know what you'll face before the end. This can't hurt.
I'll keep it safe.
Good. I know it's foolish, but I'm glad.
Greetings.
So, you're a candidate for Divine now?
So I am Why should what I want matter? It is very simple. I have never believed in art, so I look upon this as an opportunity. I owe it to my...
There are other ways you can change things.
Perhaps. I may not have a choice in the matter if the Chantry clerics pick another. This matter with the Grey Wardens must be... That ancient or... We must keep an eye...
Yes.
What can you tell me about this Corypheus?
I'm not exactly an expert, but ask away and I'll answer what I can. Inquisitor.
I'd like to know more about you.
Why?
You're an apostate.
I'm sorry.
the Inquisition supports free mages. What's next? Elves running Halam Sharal? Cows...
I take it you don't agree.
On the contrary, I approve. The Inquisition is seen as...
If that means they're anything like you.
Not at first. Not that this is reason to oppress...
Dorian, there's a letter you need to see.
A letter? Is it a naughty letter? A humorous proposal from some...
Not quite. A meeting.
Show me this letter. I know my son? What my father knows of me would barely fill a thimble. This is so typical. I'm willing to bet this retainer is a henchman, hired to knock me on the head and drag me back to Tevinter.
You think your father would actually do that?
No, although I wouldn't put it past him. Let's go. Let's meet this so-called family retainer. If it's a trap, we escape and kill everyone. You're good at that. If it's not, I send the man back to my father with a message that he can stick his alarm in his wit's end.
Let's go meet this retainer, then.
I wonder how much my father paid this man to wait around just in case I showed. We'll find out soon enough.
I can't believe my father... If this is some
Any news on the House of Repose, Inquisitor?
What's the...
At your service. I have requests for information on your lineage from a few interested parties at the Winter Palace.
Andraste, preserve me. Feel free to use those requests as kindling.
No, I shall take them. I want to know who pines for our commander. We can use this to our advantage.
I am not bait.
Hush. Just look pretty.
All right. With rifts contained in the area, we can send in smaller groups to offer relief.
I agree. Are you well?
A headache, nothing more.
Inquisitor,